I'm going to show you 4 major changes that CS2 has done that haven't been mentioned in any patch notes or by Valve. The first major change we're going to be looking at is the removal of all skyboxes on the map. As you can see now, there are no skyboxes on the map. Before, if I throw smokes like this or like this, they would have bounced off the skybox. But right now, currently, there are no skyboxes on this too, and this hasn't really been addressed at all. Look at that smoke, by the way. And so this is probably intentional on Valve's part, which would increase the smoke lineups and strategies that teams can do. And it is a major change to the map and how it will play. The second change is at the middle doors of Dust 2, and it has to do with this box. If you remember on CSGO, you could make this jump here and onto short, but on CS2, this jump has been heavily nerfed. You cannot do it. It's really hard. It is possible to latch onto this edge, but it's basically next to impossible, and especially if you're on time crunch, you will not be able to hit this jump. And it seems to have been patched, and the model seems to reflect that there are no spaces for you to jump on, so it's probably intentional. The third major change we're going to be discussing here that hasn't been mentioned anywhere is the buff to the flashes. Now, if you're wondering what they did to the flashes and what the buff is, it has to do with the sound effect that you hear when you're flashed. So in CSGO, when you flash yourself, that tinnitus sound is correlated with how long you're flashed. But if you listen closely in CS2, even if I barely flash myself, I won't hear a thing, as you can see. Which is a huge buff to how flashes work, because now even flashes that barely flash the enemy still are very useful in an engagement. And the last change has to do with the weapon recoils and firing rate. So for the most part, basically every gun behaves the same except for the M4A1S. And it's not about the recoil pattern, as the recoil pattern is basically the same as the original CSGO. But what's different, and it's barely noticeable, and I can't really even show it in a comparison, is that the M4A1S fires slightly faster than the M4A1, which means that the M4A1S is now technically buffed in CS2.